Jake loved the solitude of the forest. As a seasoned hiker, he relished the sense of freedom that came with trekking deep into the woods, far from civilization. It was one such trip deep within the remote reaches of the Blackwood forest that he first sensed something was amiss. At first it was just a feeling, an inexplicable chill that prickled his skin despite the warm summer air. Then he heard it, soft whispers, just beyond the range of his hearing. He stopped and looked around but saw nothing unusual. Shrugging it off, he continued his hike, the forest closing in around him. The whispers grew louder as the day wore on, forming incoherent words that seemed to slither through the trees. Jake's steps quickened, his breath coming into shallow gasps, his surroundings beginning to warp. The trees stretched to impossible heights, their branches twisting like gnarled fingers. The path beneath his feet wavered like a mirage in the desert. Panic set in. Jake could no longer distinguish reality from illusion. He stumbled, his mind a whirlwind of fear and confusion. The whispers coalesced into a single, deafening voice that seemed to me to come everywhere and nowhere at once. You shouldn't have come here. Desperate, Jake broke into a run, the forest blurring around him. Shadows moved at the edges of his vision. Dark shapes that followed him, taunting him with their presence. His heart pounded in his chest, the drumbeat of terror. He could feel his sanity slipping away, like sand through fingers. Suddenly he burst into a clearing. The whispers ceased and the forest was eerily silent. In the center of the clearing stood a decrepit cabin, its windows dark and foreboding. Drawn by some unseen force, Jake approached the cabin. The door creaked open, revealing a single, dimly lit room. Inside he found a dusty old mirror. As he peered into it, his reflection shimmered and changed. The face staring back at him was not his own. It was gaunt, with hollow eyes and a sinister. Jake recoiled in horror, but his reflection remained, grinning wider. The whispers returned, louder than ever, and the reflection spoke in a voice that was not his own. You belong in the forest now. Jake screamed, but no sound escaped his lips. The cabin, the forest, his own mind, all of it dissolved into darkness. When he opened his eyes, he was back on the trail, the sun setting behind the trees. Had it all been a dream? As he tried to shake off the eerie experience, he heard footsteps approaching. Turning, he saw another hiker, a woman, entering the same stretch of forest. He tried to warn her, but she walked past him without a glance, as if he were invisible. Realization dawned on him with chilling clarity. He wasn't back. He was still trapped. He had become one of the whispers, a specter in the forest, doomed to wander the woods for eternity, waiting to lure the next unsuspecting soul into the depths of the Blackwood forest.